onboard showers, and the best in-flight entertainment. It's hardly a surprise that we were recently named the best airline in the world, and with partnerships across the
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome on tonight's call. How are we all doing? Super excited to have each and every one of us on tonight's call. Super excited to be hosting tonight's call. Tonight is a very special call. I will be sharing my personal story. I will be sharing my personal life, and I will be sharing with each and every one of us on this call how I've been able to walk from zero to the abundance that we now experience. I will be sharing with us how the son of a poor farmer, from AZ in Anyocha North local government area of Delta State, has been able to move from abject poverty to becoming a millionaire. And that without an inheritance, without any government patronage, just learning certain principles, putting those principles to practice, and it has really allowed us to change the course of our lives. So with that being said, I want to welcome each and every one of us on this very special call. Please let me know if you can see my screen and you can hear me loud and clear. Go ahead and put a 777 on the chat box. Put a 777 on the chat box if you can hear me clearly and you can see my screen. 77777 on the chat box. Uriel Ezabu here, and I'm hosting this call from Nigeria's capital city known as Abuja. So great to have each and every one of us here. I'd also appreciate if you can go ahead and let me know where you're joining this call from tonight. What city, what state, what country are you joining this call from tonight? Can you please just go ahead and put that on the chat box? And I will really appreciate Calabar in the house. Let me know where you're joining me from tonight. Put it on the chat box. I have Maryland. Great to have you here. Go ahead and put it on the chat box. Let me know where you're joining me from tonight. Lagos is in the house. Who else is in the house with me tonight? Who is interested in hearing my story? Who is interested in knowing how the son of a poor farmer, without hope for an inheritance, without any government patronage, became a millionaire at the age of 25. At the age of 25, I was already a millionaire. And I wasn't talking about 1 million or 2 million. I was talking about multi-million at the age of 25. All right. I will be sharing with us the things that I learned that allowed me to go in Nigerian. And I didn't go abroad. I had no uncle or aunties abroad that sent me money. But by certain principles that I learned, I was able to build wealth right here in this country, able to walk through the darkness of poverty into the abundance of light, of the light of wealth, going from zero to a multi-millionaire at the age of 25. At the age of 25. I'm telling you, you see, wealth is not governed by luck. Wealth is governed by laws. Wealth is not created by luck. Wealth is governed by laws. There are certain laws that if you learn them, they will allow you to become wealthy. There are certain laws that God has put in place. If you will take your time and learn the laws that govern the creation of wealth, you definitely get wealthy. Now, you see, in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, the author, Wallace D. Wattles, says, getting rich is a science and is an exact science. Getting rich is a science and is an exact science. So what is a science? A science is anything that has fixed principles. It means that anyone, irrespective of your geographical location, if you apply the principles, you will definitely get wealthy. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter, your parental background. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. All right? It doesn't matter where you're coming from. If you learn the laws that govern the creation of wealth and you apply those laws, you will definitely get wealthy. All right? So there are basic laws that I began to learn. Now, one of the greatest things that happened to me was that early in life, I got connected with mentors. Now, you see, mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. Mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. I got connected to mentors, and I had a very high teachability index. I had a very high teachability index. Trust me, this is one session that you need to get a notebook and a pen, all right? Because note takers are money makers. Note takers are money makers. This is one session that you don't want to be distracted. This is one session that you want to pay, have rapt attention around what you're going to hear tonight. Because if you have the wisdom to grab what you're going to hear tonight, it's going to completely turn your life around. All right? So you can call it like Jim Rohn would say, you can say, this is the day that turns your life around. This is the day that turns your life around. All right? So if you have the wisdom to grab what is it that I'm about to share with you tonight, you can completely change the dynamics of your life. You can go from zero to surplus. And the beautiful part is that you don't need to have a godfather. The beautiful part is that you don't need to have patronage from any government, from any governor, from anybody. I've never had any, and I don't even seek for any. Why? Because you see, laws are no respecter of persons. Laws are no respecter of persons. Now, you see, I'm a Christian, and I read the Bible, and my business ethics are derived from the Bible. All right? It says in Acts of the Apostles, the 10th chapter, it says, for we know that God is no respecter of persons, but in every nation under earth, whosoever fears him and doeth righteousness. Whosoever fears him and doeth and does the right things. So there's certain right things that when you begin to do and you begin to implement in your life, the lines will begin to fall for you in pleasant places. There's certain things that when you begin to do them, the lines will begin to fall for you in pleasant places. Now, that is how he has designed this planet. Now, you see, it doesn't matter. Right now, you might be completely broke. All right? Right now, you might be completely broke. You might be down on your bills. You might be indebted. You might be owing a bank. You might even be owing back on your rent. Probably you've not paid the children's school fees. They've not gone back to school. Superstars on the call, it doesn't matter where you are. That what I'm about to share with you absolutely does not respect personalities. These laws, if you will learn them, these laws, if you will apply them, these laws will allow you to become absolutely wealthy. I was fortunate in that many years ago, while I was still in secondary school, St. Murumba's College, Jos, I was exposed by a mentor. Mentorship is key, all right? Because mentorship determines the information that you are exposed to. And the repetitious information that you're exposed to is going to form paradigms. And your paradigms control your actions. Your actions determines your result. So there are several things put together that actually goes ahead to determine how your life turns out. Once again, my name is Uriel Ezagu. I'm a mindset development coach, and I'm a mentor. I mentor people on how the mind works. I mentor people on how to set your mind at a frequency where success becomes second nature to you. I mentor people on how to set your mind. I mentor people on how to go from zero to surplus without any inheritance. I mentor people on how to completely change the direction of your life. Because if you do not like the direction that your life is going right now, if you don't like the trajectory of your life right now, there are certain things you can do. We call them daily must do. Daily must do, DMDs. There are certain DMDs that when you begin to implement them consciously, your life will begin to tee off and begin to head in the right direction. But these are things that you need to consciously implement. Now, superstars on the call, one of the very first things that changed the game for me was that many years ago, while I was still in secondary school, St. Morumba's College, Jos, that's my alma mater. St. Morumba's College, Jos, many years ago, I remember a mentor of mine said to me, Uriel, get the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and read that book. So in secondary school, of course, I couldn't find the book, Think and Grow Rich. Then he gave me a tattered copy of the one he had, and I read that book. Superstars, that book completely changed the game for me. So when my father would say to me, as you're going back to school, study very hard so you will get good grades. When you come out, you can get a good job. I'll always look him in the face and say, I will study very hard. I will get good grades. But when I graduate, I will not get a good job. Then I'll pause to look at the effect on his face. Just imagine your son telling you, Dad, Mom, I'll go to school, I'll study very hard, but when I graduate, I will not get a good job. Just imagine. So I'll always pause to see the effect on his face. Of course, I'm going to see the shock on his face. Then I'm going to say to him, I will create good job for others. I will not get a good job. I will create good jobs for others. So that mentality shaped my life, and I've never been employed by any government. I've never been employed by any corporation. I've been an employer of labor. So you can imagine the mindset that it takes for a poor boy, whose father was a poor farmer, to be the one creating jobs and employing people is a different mindset. And that mindset is what I'm about to share with us tonight. What does it take? A practical step-by-step approach for you to walk from the darkness of poverty into the light of abundance, where money is not a challenge. Where money is not a challenge. Superstars, you need to pay attention to the self-confidence formula. I learned this. All right, I learned this. I learned the self-confidence formula. And the self-confidence formula that I learned from the book. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and give us an insight into how this book came to be. Okay? I'm going to backtrack a little bit and give us the history of this book. So at that point, the wealthiest man in the world at that point, his name was Andrew Carnegie. All right. So Andrew Carnegie, was a very wealthy man, and he had some friends that were very wealthy, but he was bothered about the poverty around him. It amazed him that how come lots of people, a larger population, were broke. So he called a young man, Napoleon Hill, and he said to Napoleon Hill, I'm going to facilitate for you. Would you be willing to put in 20 years of your life to study the philosophy of how anybody can go from being broke to being a multimillionaire? 20 years. And he said to him, I'm going to introduce you to the wealthiest men all over the world. So he introduced him to men like Henry Ford. He introduced him, to J.P. Morgan. He introduced this young boy who was about 20, 25 years old, Napoleon Hill. He introduced him to all the wealthiest men in the world, and Napoleon Hill was to go study their lives and come up with a practical philosophy that anybody can take, irrespective of your parentage, and you can apply those philosophy and you can become wealthy. But there was a catch to it. He wasn't going to be paid. So let me ask you, how many of us here you'd be willing to undertake a project for 20 years and you'll not be paid? But Napoleon Hill had a different mindset. He knew the law of association. Superstars, you might want to write this down. I said it from the beginning. Life is governed by laws, not by luck. Life is governed by laws, not by luck. Now, the law of association says your life will be an average of the 5 people you spend the most times with. Your life will be an average. Please type it on the chat box. Type on the chat box the law of association. Tonight we'll be talking about laws, the laws that govern life. Type on the chat box the law of association. The law of association. So the law of association states that your life will be an average of the 5 people you spend the most times with. So you need to pay attention to your inner cycle, because you can never be wealthy if your inner cycle is broke. If you hang around broke, negative people, you will remain broke and negative. All right. So the law of association says your life will be an average of the 5 persons you spend the most times with. You read what they read, you think how they think, you talk how they talk. Amazingly, you will earn how they earn. So Napoleon Hill, knowing the law of association, even though nobody was going to pay him, that he knew how life works, that life is governed by laws, not by luck. He agreed to that project, and the rest is now history. Napoleon Hill went on to become a multi-billionaire just by associating with the right persons. Now, that study produced what is called the self-confidence formula. And we're going to be breaking down the self-confidence formula, and you're going to see how by the application of this formula, you can walk yourself step by step every single day, applying the DMDs, the daily must-dos, and you walk yourself out of the darkness of poverty into the light of the abundance of wealth. Now look at the first law here. It says, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Superstars, the first question for you to address, do you know your chief definite purpose in life? What direction is your life going? What do you want out of life? What do you want to achieve? This is 2025, the beginning of 2025. What do you want to achieve in 2025? In the area of your finances, what do you want to achieve? In the area of money, do you know the exact amount of money that you want to earn in 2025? If you ask anyone who is in my organization, they will tell you, because they've had me say it over and over. I started saying it since last year. They've had me say it over and over and over again. $5 million. $5 million for 2025. You ask anyone that has been with me for the last 1 month, they will tell you. My chief definite purpose in life, all right? Tonight, I'm focusing on the area of money. I'm focusing on the area of wealth. So what is your chief definite aim in life? What direction is your life going? In terms of money, how much money do you want to earn in the year 2025? Do you know the amount? Do you know the amount? Because that is the starting point. If you read the first chapter of this book, Napoleon Hill says, desire is the starting point of all achievement. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. So what is your desire? He says, the one who created you said, I will give you the desires of your heart. So if there are no desires in your heart, there is nothing for him to give you. All right? It says, now that I know my chief definite aim, when it comes to money for 2025, I know how much I want to earn in terms of income. He says, I demand of myself, number one, persistence. Superstars, if horses were wishes, right, beggars would ride. So it takes work. But I will show you the type of work. You know, when I say it takes work, people quickly go to physical exertion of energy. There's another dimension of work in terms of creating wealth aside from the physical exertion of energy. So I demand of myself persistence. I will not be discouraged by little obstacles. I will not be discouraged by, so somebody says no. You go to an office and they bang the door on you. Does that discourage you? Do you throw up your hands? Do you give up your dream? No. Persistent. I will persist until I achieve that purpose. It says continuous action towards its attainment. And I here and now promise to render such. I will be persistent. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. All right? It is said that it's only the river, that takes, the path of least resistance. That is why it's what? Crooked. Then I'll persist. I will put in the work, continuous action towards the attainment of my chief definite purpose in life. Is a promise that I've made to myself, no matter who says no, no matter who tries to discourage me. It's my goal. I'm focused. This one thing I do is a demand that I place on myself. Have you placed a demand on yourself that you're going to be persistent? You're going to continue in that action, whatever is necessary. The DMDs, the daily must do, that takes you to that chief definite purpose of your life. Second, listen to this. You want to write this down, or you want to take a screenshot. It says, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the path of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you get this, you're done. This was what I got as a little boy, and it became a game changer for me. Please, I would appreciate it if you don't write on my chat. Thank you. I have to stop that share to reshare again. Please, whoever that person is, stop playing with your screen. I beg you, all right? Don't distract me. Thank you so much. If you understand what we're doing, you'll be writing on your notebook, not on my screen. So I take that again. Number two, when I got a hold of this, it changed the game for me. It says, I realized, now you see, before you can produce anything on the planet physically, look at the word he uses there. It says, I realize the dominating thought of my mind will eventually reproduce. For you to reproduce something, it means you have produced it before. You cannot if you have not done it before. All right? When you ask the English majors, whenever you see the word reproduce, it means that thing has been produced before. So where do you produce it first? You produce it in your mind. You produce it first in your thought. He said, I realize the dominating thought of my mind. Therefore, the wisest man who ever lived, Solomon. Solomon said, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The dominating thoughts. What are the dominating thoughts of your mind? Are they thoughts of fear? Are they thoughts of failure? Are they thoughts of poverty? Yeah, because you failed yesterday. Probably you are like me. You're from a poor home. Probably your father was also a farmer like me, and you had no hope for an inheritance. So the fear of poverty keeps holding you back. No, but when I got this, I had to break loose from that. I began to change the way I think. I began to change the mental images that I hold. He says, I realized the dominating thought. What are the dominating thoughts of your mind? He says the dominating thought of your mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. That's the dangerous part. It doesn't happen in a day. It happens gradually. It happens subtly. You don't know that it's happening. So you watch TV, you go around, like in Nigeria right now, you hear people saying times are hard. Businesses are failing. Prosperity has no chance. Nothing is working. T-Pain has killed the economy. There's nothing that is working. Things are tough. Times are tough. And before you know it, you begin to say it. As you say it more and more over and over, faith comes by hearing. So what's happening to you? You're beginning to see that in your mind. Your mind is beginning to absorb and agree with you that times are hard. So when businesses and things are supposed to come to you, your mind will push them away from you because your thought projects energy into the world, and whatever energy you release into the universe will multiply it and return it back to you. So the thought frequencies that you're sending out is attracting that same circumstances and returning them into your life. When I realized this, I became very conscious of my thoughts. Because your thoughts will reproduce themselves. Pay attention to your thoughts. They have the capacity to reproduce themselves into outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Now, this was what I began to do when I learned about this. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Superstars, I will show you how I do this every day. I will show you how I do this every day. So this is my notebook. This is my notebook. This is my notebook. I hope you can see this clearly. This is my notebook. So, you know, the 1st of January, 2nd, 3rd, those were still festivity period. From the 4th of January, I started concentrating my mind upon the person I intend to be. So every day, I'll write down my goals 10 times. Every day. You can see this is number 1 to 4. And this is number 1 to 10 every day. Every day. So this helps me to concentrate my thought. Look at it, the 5th of January. From number 1, I write it up to number 10. 6th of January, every day. Every day, I write down my goals 10 times. I say it aloud to myself 10 times. Because he said, write the vision. Make it clear that he might run who reads it. So every day. This is the 7th of January. Every day, I write it down. Every single day, I write it down. The 8th of January, I sure do hope you can see it. The 8th of January, the 9th of January. Every day, I don't miss it. I write down my goals. The 10th of January, I write it down 10 times. I write it down 10 times. 10th of January, all right? 11th of January, every single day. I write it down because I'm concentrating. 12th of January, I'm concentrating upon the person I intend to become. 12th of January, 13th of January. My goals, I write them down 10 times. 14th of January. 15th of January. 16th of January, 10 times every day. Every day. What am I doing? I'm conditioning my mind to think upon my goals. 17th of January, every day, 10 times. 18th of January, first thing in the morning, after prayers. 19th of January, every day. 20th of January. 21st of January, I'm thinking about the person. I'm concentrating my mental energy. 30 minutes every day, thinking upon the person I intend to become. 22nd of January, 23rd of January, 24th of January, every day. 25th of January, every day. Today is 26th of January. Every day for 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. I concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. A clear mental picture. Affiliate 50K is a rank in my business that pays some heavy money. Now that is my goal. That is what I'm going to in January every day for 30 minutes every day. I'll sit down and I'll think of it. And I'll say to myself, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am an affiliate 50K and above in MDC by the 29th of January 2025. And I'll write it down 10 times. It says, as you have spoken in my ears, so shall I do unto you. It says, through faith, we understand that God framed the world by his words. You are framing your world by the things you say. So I keep it because I learned this principle. It says, I realize, so what am I doing? I'm making my goal the dominating thought of my mind. So I don't allow you putting negativity in my mind. I don't listen to the news. I don't know what Tinubu is saying. I don't know what the Nigerian government is saying. I don't even know anything that is happening in Nigeria. I don't watch television. I stopped watching television many years ago when my mentor said to me, Uriel, don't watch television. And I said, why? He says, the people who are on television, they are telling you their own vision. When are you going to tell the world your vision? Now look at the word, tell our vision. So the people, have you ever realized that the people who make news don't watch news? Have you ever realized that the people who make news don't watch news? When I realized that, superstars on the call, I stopped watching television. I realized the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. That is what I do. I'm thinking every time. I'm creating, because in the book, again, that audio, The Science of Getting Rich, the author says you don't get the poor out of their poverty by giving them charity. Charity only offers a loaf of bread. You get the poor out of their poverty by creating mental pictures of wealth upon the canvas of their mind. As you have spoken in my ears, so shall I do to you. He said, behold, the people is one, and now nothing which they imagine to do. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly, above all you could ever ask or imagine. What are you imagining? What are you thinking? What mental pictures of your life are you creating? Create your own commercial. So life is hard, life is rough. Pause for 30 minutes and create your own commercial in your own mind. Create the mental picture of the good that you desire. Create the mental picture of what you want to see. He said to Abraham, at some point he had to pause Abraham. When Abraham was barren, he said to him, without a child, he said, look, lift up your eyes now and look. If you can count the stars in the heavens, if you can count the sands on the seashore, so will your descendant be. What was he doing to Abraham? Creating a mental picture. He wanted to move Abraham's mindset and thought from being childless to the father of many nations. He changed his name from Abram to Abraham. Principles that I learned, common sense, our concepts that allowed me to go from the darkness of poverty into becoming a millionaire at the age of 25. Now look at the third thing that I learned. I know through the principle of autosuggestion. What is autosuggestion? Faith comes by hearing. Faith comes by hearing, writing it down. Autosuggestion is saying the same thing, because when you see me writing the same thing 10 times every day, someone will say, oh, that is being monotonous. No, it's called the law of autosuggestion. The more you say it, the more the real it becomes to you. Your faith begins to grow in it. Your confidence begins to grow in it. And boom, you produce it in your physical reality. These principles have not changed. If the application of this principle allowed the son of a poor farmer from Idumuku in Ezi, Umolo, Ezi, Aniocha North local government area of Delta State, who came from absolute obscurity to become a multi-millionaire at the age of 25, now mentoring hundreds of people across the globe, the same principle will work for you. He says, I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire, it doesn't matter. Any desire, as long as it does not breach the principles of God and man. Any desire. He said, I will give you the desires of your heart. So what are your desires for 2025? Any desire, I persistently, not casually, not that it was just a flash, no, persistently. Any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Any desire. Superstars, any desire. It doesn't matter as long as that desire does not breach the laws of God and man. Any desire. When I learned this, I say I can have anything. After all, it says you shall have whatsoever you say it. The fourth principle that transformed my life, it says, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life. Superstars, I have it here. I have them written down, my goals. My goals for 2025. A description of how I want my 2025 to go. I have them written down right here. Lots of them, my goals for 2025. I'm not done. I'm still writing them. As I remember more, what am I doing? I'm painting a picture of the person. I'm doing a clear-cut description of, I'm telling 2025, because what I did on the 31st of January 2024 was I lived by the 31st of December 2024, I saw the 31st of December 2025. So I'm living my life in retrospect. I'm living from the 31st of December 2025. I'm living it backwards to January. Why? Because I have clearly described how I want. I've painted a clear picture of my life. He says, I will never stop trying until I have developed sufficient self-confidence in its attainment. Never stop trying. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter the obstacle. I know there will be obstacles. All right? I know there will be obstacles. I know there will be challenges. I know there will be difficulties. I know some things will not work. I know some people will quit. I know people will say no. I know people will say it doesn't work. Then I will never stop trying. It is my goal. Number 5, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use. And the cooperation of other people, I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred. Very important. The condition of your heart. Very important, because these laws does not work where there is hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, cynicism. By developing love for humanity, That is why I'm sharing with each and every one of us on this call the things, the step-by-step common sense approach that allow the son of a poor farmer, coming from the obscurity of poverty to become a multimillionaire at the age of 25. I'm sharing with you those principles so that anyone who wants, it doesn't matter your age, you can pick them and you can completely change your life. This is the day that turns your life around. By developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them. So I help others to succeed, and that is the only way to succeed. The way up is down. So I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, cynicism. All right, these are the vices that destroys people. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud every day. Superstars, when I learned this principle, it changed my life completely. It allowed me to walk from the darkness of poverty into the abundance of light, of the wealth of life. Applying these principles, I put them in business. All right, I put these principles in business because these principles in themselves alone, you need a vehicle that will allow you to express these principles. So that is what I did in business. I developed a business, or I got into a business that allowed me to apply this principle. And in the next few minutes, we'll be done here. I will be showing us a vehicle that you can apply these principles that we've learned. You can apply these principles in that vehicle, and that vehicle will absolutely allow you to go ahead and become very successful applying this principle. Superstars on the call. Applying this principle. All right? Applying this principle. So these principles that I learned, I sought for a vehicle that will allow me to apply this principle. And I saw an academy, a school, not an investment, not a Ponzi scheme, but an academy that taught me skills that allowed me to apply this principle in practical means when it comes to the issue of money. The name of the school is AkashX. It's an American-based crypto forex. And if you don't know anything about crypto, superstars, this is a time you need to learn. The president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, just launched his own coin. That would tell you that crypto is going off the hook. When I saw this, I said, okay, let me learn. So this is the onboarding. This is like GS 101 in this academy. So this is a school for you to understand and to learn how money works. You know, formal education teaches us how to work for money. Financial education teaches us how money works. So look at the academy. So it's a school. When you come in, you have the platform tutorials that walks you through the entire platform. Then you have the beginner's video. So it doesn't matter that you've never traded in the foreign exchange market before. It doesn't matter that you have zero knowledge, beginners. You have the advanced, you have the expert. These are very short videos that you watch. Cryptocurrencies, this is the season. Educators training. Then right here you have life mentorship. Remember at the beginning I said mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. If you know where you're going, your road is short. If you know how to get there, your road is shorter. If you have someone who has been there before and the person is willing to take you by the hand, you're already there. That is mentorship. So that is what these educators, they do for us every single day. On a live session, they show us how the foreign exchange market works and how to apply it in our lives to our finances to become successful. Should you miss any of the live sessions because of work, they record each session and they put them right here at the back office. You can come back at your own time and you can study them. So I'm brand new and I'm learning this skill. Superstars, these educators, they analyze the market. They tell us exactly when to buy and where to sell. So we're leveraging on the expertise of others. We're utilizing OPB, other people's brain. Now, this was a game changer for me when I saw this incredible opportunity. This is called Tap to Trade. This is an app that you download and you don't have to analyze the crypto market. You don't have to analyze and read the chart of the forex market or stocks of the various companies to know when the stocks and shares are going up or coming down. This expert, they will analyze this. They will send it to that app that you download. All you just do is you click approve. Superstars were using this technology. And by the end of the first quarter of this year, we will help people to earn $18,000. From the end of the first quarter of this year, you had me right, and I'm repeating it for emphasis. We will help people to earn $18,000 every single month utilizing this simple technology. Now, so let's see how effective is this technology, superstars, because men may lie, women may lie, but numbers don't lie. So these are the statistics of people that have been utilizing this technology. So Joel Arias is one of the mentors, that we work with that really help us to get this right. He has called out, look at the number of trades that he has called out. He has called out 388 trades, whether of course, he does gold, all right, and Bitcoin. He's won 289, only lost 99. Look at the percentages. Daily profit, 0.53%. Weekly profit, 3.9678%. Monthly profit, 13 points. Superstars, the biggest hedge funds in the world, they pay people 7.5% per annum. 7.5% per annum. Superstars, this gentleman is helping you make 3.24% in a month. And all you need to do is download an app, click approve. It's amazing. So how can you become a part of this incredible journey, a part of this academy? Very simple. Remember, it's a school for you to learn about the foreign exchange market. The school fee is $149 every month. $149 every month. Now, the amazing thing is that as they are teaching you and you are applying the principles from the self-confidence formula, this is a vehicle that allows you to give expression to the self-confidence formula. What happens to you? They give you $10,000 for you to put into practice what you're learning. So you're not using your own money to learn. They take the stress of your own money off you. $149 every month. Now, you can decide you don't want to pay that $149. What should you do? Share this opportunity with 3 of your friends. You will get what we call what? You will get a scholarship. The following month you wouldn't pay. But there's an amazing part. If you come in under annual, you decide to pay 1 year school fees. It's supposed to be about $2,000 or $2,005. But right now there's a promo that is ending in the next 4 days. Today is the 26th. So that promo allows you to come in at $999 instead of $2,000. It saves you a whole lot of money. Now look at the game changer. If you come in on the $999, what happens to you? You get $200,000 trading account. Now that $200,000, we connect it to the Tap to Trade. Superstars, we've created a club called the Elite Club. What we're doing is that between now, we're starting tomorrow, between now and the end of the first quarter, everyone on the Elite, we're going to help them not of what they know. They are leveraging. Remember, leverage is the key word. They are leveraging on our expertise, and they will grow that money, all right, from the pro firm by 10%. They expect you every month to be able to grow that money by 10%, which is what we'll be doing for each and every one. We'll be doing this together and showing everyone what to do. At the end of the first quarter, which is the end of April 2025, you will be withdrawing $18,000. And that $18,000 is from the foreign exchange market, and it goes on throughout the year. We are changing the narrative. We're doing something that has never been done before. So how do you become a part of this? Get back to the person who sent you this link. Get back to the person who put you on this call and get their link and get started. You can come in on the monthly, you will get the $10,000 account. You come in on the annual, you will get the $200,000 account. In addition to that, from Monday tomorrow, every single day, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time, 9 a.m. UK time, we trade as a community. We come together on Zoom like this, and we look at the foreign exchange market. And if you have $100, we help you to make $10 to $15 a day. If you have $1,000, we help you to make $150 to $200 a day. Not of what you know, but leveraging on what we know. Superstars, these foreign exchange market, financial education allowed me to take the principles that I learned from Napoleon Hill, put them in practical application, applying them every single day, and it's allowed me to just, go ahead and just keep multiplying income, keep multiplying resources every other day, every single day. And let me show you in practical terms so that someone does not say, can you show us in real terms? I'm going to show you in practical terms what we have been able to do with this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Friday. I'm going to go to Friday. Men may lie, women may lie, but numbers don't lie. All right? Men may lie, women may lie, but numbers don't lie. I want to show us practically what this knowledge has done for me and what I did with this knowledge just this Friday. And not just myself alone, but lots of people everywhere. So this is our chat group, all right? So I want to show you not just my trade results for Friday, but I'm also going to show you the withdrawals. Not just the results, but also the withdrawals. Because it's easy for anyone to get results in the foreign exchange market, but the difficult part is withdrawing. The difficult part is withdrawing from those results. So this is our chat group. I just want to call up Friday, call up the result, and I want you to see what we did with this education, with this information. So when we're telling you that by the end of the first quarter, $18,000 is a done deal on a monthly basis, and someone says, how is that? That is just 10%, all right? That is just 10% of what? 10% of $200,000. That's what it is, 10%. So these are the withdrawals, but while they are loading, let me see if I can find the trade itself that gave that money. Fantastic. So here it is. Let's allow it to load. Fantastic. So superstars on the call, I hope you can see this all right. So look at the dates, 1 second. So the foreign exchange market is real. You can take the principle and apply them. Look at the date. The date is, this is 2025, January 24. That is Friday, $1,109. This is my personal trading account, $1,109 in profit. You can see it here. You can look at the dates. Now look at the withdrawals that I made on that same Friday. Why is that? Because men may lie, women may lie, superstars, but numbers don't lie. Look at the withdrawals. So this is one of my trading accounts with HFM. All right, I withdrew what? $256 on Friday. You can see the dates right there. On Friday, $256. Look at this. This is with Squared Financial. I withdrew $189. Same day. Right here, I withdrew $1,100. Same day. Cumulatively is a total of $1,545. $1,545 on Friday. On Friday. How? Through the knowledge that this academy gives. Superstars, this is a game changer. We will be creating multi-millionaires. We'll be moving people from the darkness of poverty into the abundance of the wealth of light, into the abundance of wealth by what we will be doing. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. Now, listen, you want to get back to the person. You want to get back to the person who sent you this link. You want to get back to the person who put you on this call, and you want to get yourself started. Trust me, $18,000 is a game changer. So I will be willing to take about 3 questions before we bring this call to an end. All right? So I'll end the recording here. Get back to the person who put you on this call. If you watch this on YouTube, get back to the person who sent you the YouTube link.